So I'm showing you Natalie's office in comparison to what I'm going to show you here next.
Oh no.
So we step out here. This is my mess of a garage. It has been this way for several years now. I'm still staining wood. I still have these racks up here. It's actually scaffolding, but it works really well for storing trim and things like that. All this is going to go in the sunroom here pretty soon. There's some of the old solar equipment and batteries and things. We do our recycling here, trash there, you know, it's all over the place. My little work center has been pushed back over into that corner. And kind of what I want to do here is build a mezzanine right up there. So I can hopefully get some of this stuff out of here and prepare for springtime, which is just around the corner. Also, Natalie would like to park her vehicle in here, especially since last night it was -8. And you can see a little snowy out there. Looks like I left the shed door open. So I'm going to try and work on this today. So the first thing I got to do is clean out my little work corner, because the floor is going to be built up in this area. So I got to try and get as much out of here as possible. So I'll go ahead and get this area cleaned up and basically pile everything up in this spot while I'm working over here. And I'm hoping I should get this done today. It's going to be pretty simple. I'll just have, you know, ledger board along there, put a header along here, have some floor joists running across, throw a couple pieces of plywood up there, and then I should have a way to get some of this junk out of my way and open up some more space here. To help do that, I bought this little doodaddy here. So it's a laser level. This is actually for doing more surveying and things at longer distances. And the reason why I'm wanting this was the pond that I'm building. I still don't know if my elevations are accurate. The other level that I have is a Bosch, and I've probably had it for 15 years, maybe longer. So this being brand new, better technology, we'll see how well it stacks up. But I'm going to be using this guy for determining everything's going to be level on my mezzanine that I'm building today. It's just easier to use a laser level. Oh, nice little carrying case. It's easier to use a laser level than a regular level. It's just, especially when you're doing stuff by yourself. So, got the level there, the laser part. A couple batteries, charger. Oh, so that's a stand, so I can screw it into a pole there, attach it to a wall. It'd be pretty handy. A couple little guides and special glasses. This must be green light, other one's red. So anyways, ooh, well, that's awesome. So I can turn it on from a distance. That'll be handy. So I'm up on a ladder and stuff, not wasting battery, just leaving it on, blinding everything. I can shut it off. Well, I was going to move everything out of here, and I decided just to go ahead and leave everything in place, and I can scamper up a ladder and do what I need to do. But I also spent a little bit of time just playing with this level. It's pretty darn nifty. So when it's in the lock position right here, you have to have it in lock position for it to be off. I can turn it, unlock it, and now it will self-level itself to a point. If you go too far, see, it turns itself off. So that's one thing that's nice about my other level, is that I can just put up there, hit a button, and it will level itself perfectly every time. But put in the lock position. Nice thing about this is if you need to have something on angle, now you can turn it as much as you want. You just have that nice line. And then the remote, I can do vertical, both on, horizontal off, that one off. So I can sit here and play Tron on my freezer and blind myself at the same time. So that's pretty darn cool. I like it. So anyways, I'm going to get back to working on this. Hopefully I don't play games for the rest of the day. But I'll get some boards cut, get them slapped up there. Alright, so I have to move some stuff out of the way. It's all clear out the best I'm going to get it right now. Got my first board up here ready to cut. Some of these boards I've had for a long time. You can see all the insulation spatter on that, which means actually that board, the one I'm getting ready to cut, those are all probably 5+ years old. See all the insulation from the spray foam when we spray foam the ceiling and stuff in here. So I went ahead and got the level is up on top of an 8-foot ladder because I want to have an 8-foot ceiling. Got my little remote. How cool is that? I like that. So there's my line, and it's perfectly level, which is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and get some boards put up. And then, yeah, this shouldn't take too long, I hope. Hope I don't fall off the ladder or something. Okay, that didn't go too bad. Only bashed my thumb once. So I went ahead and put some joist hangers on there, what was on the ground, just to line them up. The nails I used are a little bit longer than 1.5 inch or 2-inch nails. So I had to finish nailing them when they got up there. And then when I get my boards in, I'll nail in the other side. And got a little ledge built there for the floor to sit on. So now what I got to do is line up on this wall to make sure that is it's actually 8.5 inches out. So that ledger board actually pushes everything out to where I need to be. So it's exactly 8 feet from there to here. So I'm going to do on that is actually use the level to shoot a vertical line right up the wall. And then I can measure off and make sure my distance is exactly the same. And you want that line. I like that goes 360 degrees all the way around. So I can actually line up on that side, measure up on this side. Make sure I get my measurement right over here first. Yep, 8'1.5". Oh, how am I going to make that work? Too much crap on that side. I should have moved out of the way. Alright, I'm going to do a tiny bit. Okay. Perfect. Now, I can go ahead and get this header in. Well, I wouldn't say that went exactly according to plan, but it's up there. And I did have to get out the old handy bubble level just because with the laser here, it told me how far off the wall I needed to be, but I needed something else to make sure that was level all the way across. But still, without this laser, where is it at? Without that laser, shooting up the wall here, it would have been quite a bit harder to get that lined up, especially by myself. So next thing is to go ahead and mark off 16 inches on center on the header, and then go ahead and start putting some floor joists up there. Now that's a 2x10. I may end up running something along the bottom too there, we'll see. Just to, I don't know if it'll stiffen up at all or not, but it'll help a little bit. Technically I should probably double that up because I am 120 inches or so. It's about 10 feet off that wall. Technically I should probably double that up, but I'm not overly worried about it. I'm not putting a whole heck of a lot of weight up there. Alright, camera died when I was doing the time lapse there, but all in all it turned out pretty good. I forgot that the end floor joist was going to be a 2x10, not a 2x8. So I've gone ahead and swapped that out. And then had to add a little bit of extra framing here, as you can see, just kind of drop that floor what do I call it? Joist hanger down. Yeah, I know that's not the proper size joist hanger. It's not the proper size for those either. What I am doing here is using scraps that I have left over. Now on the outside I've got a screw and 4 nails. 4 or 5 nails in each one of these. 4 nails and a screw in each one of the ends of those. And then it'll also be tied in when I get the sheathing up here, or the floor, subfloor here in a little bit. And I'll probably beef it up a little bit more. And I was talking earlier about putting some type of a structure over here. If I do, I'll come off this joint where I have the 2x10, the 2x10, run a post down, and probably build some shelves or something over here eventually. Could happen sooner than I think. I don't know. But that's pretty much done. I may throw a couple more nails in that 2x10 there on the end. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the subfloor put up there. Well, for the most part, I am done. I can start putting some stuff up there. But it's not the prettiest thing in the world. But it's just for some extra storage. And the garage door still opens up and over, which is nice. So it's not going to be in the way at all. I could actually put one more floor joist in and expand it out, but I guess this gives me a way to climb up there. I thought about just building a ladder into the wall right here would be an option as well, but maybe that's for another day's project. It only really took about 2 hours to do, so not too bad. And when I was up there, it's really solid over there. You know, you get against the wall, of course, right about there, you can feel it bounce a little bit. So I think at some point I either will put a post coming down, or that wall lines up perfectly with that floor joist. So I may just run a support up and tie it into the ceiling, something along those lines. I don't know yet. But I know I want to put all those panels there. That's these wood panels. I meant to do the whole garage, and I'll probably never get to it until I'm done doing everything else. It can actually clear the garage out, and then I can get to it. So when I get all those up there, get a lot of this trim out of here and up there, and then I can break down that scaffolding, and that'll open up a lot of room to work on staining things. And got a couple doors back in there I still need to stain. All sorts of junk laying around. So that will be my catch-all for that. Nothing too heavy is going up there. Well, back to the little laser level here. I'm not done playing with it. I'm going to do a couple more things. They say you can drop it and it works great. In fact, they say to test it. I'm really nervous about dropping this. They're like, oh yeah, just hold it up and drop it and then see if it works. I've always been told never drop a laser. So that's really concerning for me that they want me to drop it. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. But I'm going to shoot some distances, see how far out this goes. It says it'll go about 300-400 feet. Okay, getting ready to go on a walk here real quick. I want to look at this laser level. So this is my existing one. This is Bosch. I've probably had this for a very, very long time. On the receiver, it says that it does not work with rotary laser levels like this. The nice thing about this one is you turn on, it just levels itself. Pretty simple and easy. It says it's not going to work with this one. I believe them, but let's check anyways. Nope. Nothing. Nice and... Oh, and I got to hit this button up here. This is the... let's see if we can see this. You can see this blue light there turns on. That's what puts it into pulse mode. And then this will work. And then on here we've got a couple buttons. One sets the, I'm guessing that's the accuracy. And then you have your volume. And then power button in the middle there. As I'm walking down here, I was mentioning earlier when I was doing the culvert about the pond. Here's where I'm at right now. So I've got a little rock culvert I built in over there, and that's quite a lot of water runs through there. And then you can see where the ice is built up. There's water that comes out of the ground right there. And then I built this whole dam. This is up about 6 to 8 feet well, at least 6 feet higher than it was. So I've filled all this in. I built this rock wall. I just haven't backfilled up against the gravel because I ran out of dirt, which is why I'm putting that culvert in. Asher, you're gonna get stuck. Jeez. Putting that culvert in so I can get some dirt over here and finish along the edges on both sides here and feather it out. I just ran out of material. Couple big rocks I pulled up. But all this debris over there, I'm working to get rid of that. That's something we put in that draw that's out there in the field. Then below it, all in this is all shale. And then I get down into these rocks, those big boys. So I took some of those up and put them on the other side here for that rock wall that I built. Guess out here fiddling with this because I couldn't figure out why I wasn't getting any laser receiver. So I'm like going all the way down to the ground and coming up to about where I'm at, because looking at it, you know, from my point of view, it looks like I'm pretty close. I can even see the green. But I turned the volume on. Where is it at? Oh, it's even higher than that. That's way up there. It always amazes me how you think something is level and it's not. I mean, I can see the green dot from here, so it makes me think that I'm pretty close to where level is. I'm not. It's way the heck up above there. So I did the video on this, I think on the previous one maybe, where I built the loft area in the garage, the mezzanine, and that laser level worked out great. And it definitely does a distance. I'm guessing I'm probably 200 feet or so away from where the laser is at down to the receiver here. I don't think I'll ever go that far. They say I'll go up to 400 feet. And they said, test to see how far I can get to go. I just don't have land that level. You know, I'm thinking that I'm level right now, and I got to hold this way up over my head to get to it. So if I'm trying to get out in the field, I don't think I'd be able to touch it. So I'm going to show you guys something here that no one has seen yet. We went through a period of time where we just didn't record a whole heck of a lot. So there's our siding. We did Rosetta Stone along the bottom, and then this is all metal. I did some accents with all that cedar lap siding that I bought a while back. There's going to be 2 braces in here I haven't put in yet. They're just decorative. They don't support anything. But you can see I'm not done because I still have to do that corner there, and then pretty much the whole back side of the house. But 2 sides are fully done, and then most of the, well, there's quite a bit more done than maybe I'm thinking, but I got to do a lot of the siding yet. Anyways, back to that level. I was just curious if it would hook on to this with these magnets, and it does. So I don't know if I will ever need this when I'm doing my siding, but there's kind of an example of how this can work, hooking onto something metal. So if you're working in a construction environment where you're doing with like metal studs and things like that, this would be great. You can just slap it on a metal stud and go to town leveling things.